Here we are.
Hi, guys.
Hey, we got noise in the background still. The heck is that about?
There
Oh, my phone. That's what it is. Sorry, look.
we go.
Running behind. Holli and Mel, we're here on Friday night. We got Maria Salentine in here. And tonight, Holli made it.
Yeah, what time is it at, Holly?
7. I thought it was at 9 because that's his other show. That's the show we're
It's
normally
true.
on.
That is the one we normally watch.
Yeah, so, welcome everybody to the show, and just want to thank everybody. Please hit the like, comment afterwards, helps the show out. And we're going to be talking about influencers, what works, what doesn't, calling out the BS. I guess we should start with what is an influencer? You've got an awful lot of them out there.
People that think they're experts on topics that they really aren't.
There we go.
People that are
I
out
butchered
for
this,
quick
I
stuff.
apologize. Iowa 48349, how we doing? Yeah, because I didn't think in my lifetime I would be able to see where, fitness has cycles. So there's periods of, how do I want to put this, training theories that come and go. And all of a sudden, it's like right now, the high volume and low intensity seems to be a big thing. A lot of these science-based lifters are really pushing this, telling you to hold back, and you need to cycle this, and keep reps in the tank and not train to failure. And it's been going on for the last several years. People like Mr. Mike, I don't even want to call him Dr. Mike because of that whole PhD thing.
Garbage.
So Renaissance, Jeff Nippard, all these guys that are preaching science-based, and now all of a sudden, lo and behold, what are they preaching now? After actually trying it, actually taking it closer to failure. Maria, you're in luck because we got two women right here that are going to tell us the woman's point of view. So it is harder for women because, and the reason for that is false expectations that we're going to cover. Like to look like fitness models, exactly. That social media has put such a pressure on how you look and what it takes to get there, and a lot of it is false impressions to me because people use filters, they use fillers, they use, hate to say it, but we got fake boobs, fake butts, all these things that
lots of those.
Unless you got money, you're not going to look like that. And some of these people are just genetically gifted. So when people get millions of likes, it's hard to, people succumb to that pressure, and then they feel like they fall short and get disappointed and give up, which is a shame.
They do. And they still, it's interesting, they're starting to push that same narrative like we were discussing the other day, how women are supposed to work out different than men. And so they're still pushing, women should take these supplements, men should take these supplements, and they're starting to divide that again for some reason, which I find interesting.
Yeah, because if we were so diverse, we wouldn't have modern medicine. I mean, if you think about it, because they have to go on some sort of universal formula. Yeah. And people just, I don't know why they don't comprehend that weight resistance work the same whether you're a woman or not.
Muscle is a muscle.
Women aren't women aren't going to explode into bodybuilders. If it were that easy, I mean, holy crap.
Holly would be jacked.
Yeah, someone did actually. Someone did tell my husband that he better watch out because I'm gonna start looking like a man when I first started powerlifting.
Yeah, and it's funny because women are so afraid of it, and yet men crave it, and both fall short because it doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-mm.
And these fitness influencers that try to promote it, and there's so much information out there now. People, they're regurgitating stuff that is decades old.
Well, and they're all trying to make that quick buck, right? So they're all trying to find the newest thing that nobody's ever done before and try to claim that it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
I
Everyone
mean,
wants.
we're
quick
back to like
fix.
the high bow days, like you know, find your gimmick and run with it for a hot minute, collect your money, and you're done.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah,
fell
Maria,
through those through the years. I fell through those all through the 90s after I
Yeah.
had kids.
yeah, and Maria has a good point. Is for the women, for some reason now, all the focus is on the behind.
Yep.
You know, everybody wants. When I was in, Mel and I talked about this and how we did too. I showed a bodybuilding video from 1985, which was just after they invented the wheel, and it was my first bodybuilding show. And the women back then, flat butt, no butts.
They did.
It was just all about being skinny, not even muscular.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at the Miss Olympia at the time, I believe it was Corey
Yeah.
Iverson. I mean, she wouldn't even win a regional show now with how far they've come. So it's
interesting.
it's
That's for
interesting,
sure.
and at the same time, it's a shame because the average person, you got to realize these people, like we talked about, are genetically gifted.
Yes.
So there's a curve here. You've got, Tina Tubby over here and Miss Olympia over here, and there's everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
So when, Betty Big Butt gets on social media and says, oh, you can do this by doing squats and you can get this by doing this. She doesn't show the arachidonic acid that she's had put in her butt so it swells up to the top.
Nope.
And things like that. It's like, and then people get so discouraged and
Yes.
they don't know where to turn because there's so many videos out there.
It's really sad. I think Holly can confirm this as well. Like, we see new people sign up to the gym, they come in, and the women almost look a bit terrified. They don't really know what to do. And I've been in that position. You're afraid to go to the gym because A, you don't want to be judged, but B, you don't want to look dumb, right? You don't know how to use the machines. You don't know how to throw around, like Danny Spiegel, throw around, 350 pounds of weight above your head like it's 25. Like, you don't want to look like the weakest one in the gym and draw attention to yourself in that way. And it's just really discouraging. It takes a long time to build the muscle. Yes.
I was terrified when I started 7 years ago at the gym.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid. It's my first time actually, because when I started, curves was a thing. So that's what I did.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so then I went to a unisex gym. And it was like, okay, I'm chunky. I'm really chunky. Are people going to make fun of me? Like,
I spent 2 years losing weight before I even, grew a big enough pair to walk into a gym. Because it's terrifying.
It is.
And that's a great point too, because a lot of people think, oh, I got to lose weight before I go to the gym.
So, oh yeah, I fell into that 100%.
It's like, that's the point to go into the gym is, but I understand too, because when I got injured and got really heavy, I was embarrassed to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my identity was wrapped up in being a personal trainer and looking a certain way. And then to be injured and admit that I wasn't superhuman and weighed 373 pounds.
Yeah.
That was a tough pill to swallow because I knew I was going to run into people I knew. And to have them judged.
Yeah. I'm 33 years old. What did that say?
Maurice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in my 30s as well, Maria. I get it. I talk to Holly about this all the time. The older I get, the less I care.
Well,
when you're younger, it's hard.
When I turned 40, I didn't care what people think. Now I just have my RBF face and I just work out and people I think they're afraid. They're afraid.
Yep. It's true. Yeah.
And Joey says, Maria, you don't need to try. God already made you perfect just the way you are, all women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah, exactly.
you can go with that, but at the same time, you want to feel good about yourself. So, and what's that take? And if the body is a vessel for the soul, then why not make it the best car you can drive? Drive a Corvette instead of a Pinto.
Yeah. Great analogy.
Or in my case, a diesel truck,
Yeah,
and
mine too. Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's getting so hard for people, as I'm reading the comments, like, hard for women, hard for men too, is because people start holding everybody to the standard of who's on the social media platform.
Yep. They like to push that narrative of you have to look perfect all the time. But the funny thing is, and I fell into this, I think I talked to Holly about it before, you fall into this thing of, oh, I have to be as skinny as possible because this is what they're showing on social media. Oh, well, now they're changing the narrative and now you need to have all of this muscle mass and look like a beast. Okay, well, the only way to do that is if you eat. So the concept of being super lean and continuing to gain muscle mass, that is not a thing. It is not a thing. You have to have some form of body fat on you to sustain the recovery from the hammering you're giving your CNS. You can't, your central nervous system will burn out if you do not give it enough fuel. So this is the thing social media does all the time. Just like Holly was talking about that pregnant woman and what she saw in there about, what did you say, in 2 weeks, all of a sudden she has like a freaking 8-pack again?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. There's so much pressure to like this lady, she's like, oh, I'm 42 weeks, showed her pregnancy belly. And then she goes, oh, day postpartum, and she has a tiny belly. And then 2 weeks, she had a 6-pack. And I know I have 5 kids, so you can't bounce. Some people can, but not a 6-pack because your ab muscles split. They split. They don't come back.
And then I showed you even Tia Toomey, who's well known in the CrossFit world, and same thing. Her body was not the same after she gave birth, and it took her a while to bounce back, even as extremely fit as she was. So all this AI BS that they're pushing out there, it's all so fake. And it's giving everybody body dysmorphia. It's making everybody feel less than. And that's not the whole point of having a healthy lifestyle and getting into fitness. It's so you can enjoy life as long as possible. When it became about, fitting some sort of supermodel kind of fitness model aspect, I don't get any of it. I don't know when that became a thing. It's like the body positivity people that was meant for burn victims and people with birthmarks and somewhere to go because they felt different. Like now that's become a whole other thing. I don't get it.
Well, I'll have to find out what you two think. But I think when this really exploded and really became a thing was when we were all, how do I want to put this? We couldn't go anywhere. We weren't allowed to go out of our house at the time for quite a while during a certain, 2019, 2020. And we didn't have anything to do. So social media, people were scanning for, had more exposure to the social media because they couldn't go out there and there was nothing else to do. So you're just scrolling and finding all these fitness influencers and finding all these supermodels. And I think that was when it really started and people gained traction, like Dr. Dip Crap Israel and that's when their channels really took off.
Yeah.
And it's a guess on my part, but I bet if we went back and look at the beat during that time,
you're probably spot on.
Let's catch up a little bit here. I don't want everybody to think I'm ignoring them. John says, as long as I can hike and drag gear without getting.
That's right. See, that's what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. You're healthy enough to do the things that you want to do. That's the whole point of being fit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
and those have to change as you get older. I mean, we've got
Yep.
3 generations here, and
Yeah.
as much as I hate to admit it and don't want to admit it, my days of being that big guy are done.
Yeah.
It's too risky. I've got too many injuries, and
Yeah.
and at the same time, I hate to bash all influence because there's some good ones out there.
Oh, there are. Yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't. There are some that are trying to cut through the BS too.
It's just the ones that always look great.
Yeah.
Are the ones that get the most views. And then because they get some views, they start spewing. Some of them start spewing nonsense that just to get more views, because there's only so much you can talk about. I mean, think about it. When's the last time a new exercise was invented? I mean,
I don't know. I see some weird stuff on Instagram. I wouldn't necessarily call them exercises, but I mean, if you want sciatic issues at 20 some years old, go for it.
yeah.
Just saying.
And people think they need to rely on these people too.
Yeah.
As if they're Linda, Midwest Bigfoot. But there's so many, you can hire a trainer and everything, which is good to make sure your form is right. But when you break it down, everything works to a degree when you first start.
Yes.
There are more efficient ways to do things. I mean, like, everybody looks at me and think I do all kinds of shoulder shrugs. I have done less than 100 in my life. I can tell you that much. And do you know why that is? Because I was doing lateral raises and I was doing them wrong. Because keeping my shoulder down, I would lift the weight up, which automatically engages the trap. So so I got big traps out of doing lateral raises. So okay, yeah, but at the same time,
that's not what you're shooting for.
Yeah, you want the round shoulder caps. You want to be able to have that extra stability in your shoulder of doing lateral raises the right way.
Yep.
So if you can find videos, it all works, but it's a matter of efficiency and being able to target things right.
It does work, but as far as influencers go, I feel like we should know on this. There's plenty of female influencers out there that have you thinking they're growing front delts like that. They're not growing shoulder boulders without taking something.
Yeah.
I have great shoulders. I work them the way you should work them. I have tiny boulder shoulders. They are not like what you see on Instagram. And I've been doing this now for 8 years? Yeah. So I need people to know that that's just total BS.
Yeah. So let's see. Mary said social media and the pressure can be really hard on people. It's very hard on people. And it's deterring in a way because the fact that because they don't look like that, they're afraid to go to the gym.
Yes.
And they don't even try because there's a fear of never getting any better. And that's all you should be looking for, to be fit and be better.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 4-hour workouts and
unless you're too chatty. Holly.
Or unless you're playing chess on an exercise bike like a certain somebody.
Yeah. But that's another thing. Finding a gym where you can build a community. Go to a gym where you can find people that you jive with, because regardless of how you're feeling that day, what your goals are, at least you can go there and be around like-minded people, and that in itself will help you with your mental health. And then the other things will be easier to fall in line over time.
Yeah. John says lots of those people don't have a life but in the gym. Mary says, honestly, I don't think workouts should last more than 45 minutes. I always found that best for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as, now we'll start dissecting what actually works.
Yep.
One question, I'm not going to say it bothers me, but it does bother me to a sense. But everybody's going to ask the question because they don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect split.
Yeah.
What's the perfect split? And it's like, oh, no, not that one again.
Yeah. I will say what I thought. Now, mind you, my only insight to bodybuilding, because I knew I wanted to get into it, was by reading Arnold's book. He pushes a bro split. You have push, pull legs, push, pull legs. You're in the gym 6 days a week. I did that for many years. I ended up getting the results I wanted. However, I was tired.
Yeah.
All the time I was tired. You get to, Brian, you get to a certain percentage of body fat, you are always tired. And to maintain that it's physically exhausting, and it turns the gym into not a fun time.
Yeah, it is not normal or healthy for a woman to walk around between 8 and 12 body fat percentage all the time. It's just not healthy.
I don't have to worry about that.
Stuff. When somebody's walking around like that, they're doing a lot. They need to let the cleanse and stuff like that. Yeah. That's the only way they're doing it, because otherwise your hormones are messed up, and like Mel said, the CNS, central nervous system, gets all messed up. And here, I did take a couple pictures because.
Yeah.
Hi, Holly and Mel. I was really glad Brian had you on our channel. Thank you both for coming on and helping our subscribers. We appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime. It's fun.
Mary says that's horrible. It's like eating disordered body fat. No woman should feel they should be that skinny.
The sad thing is, when I was at my lowest body fat percentage, and it was natural, I wasn't taking anything. I was about, I would say roughly 10-11% body fat. And it's disgusting looking back on it, how many people are like, oh my God, you look great. Like, you look fantastic. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Meanwhile, I was feeling like I was going to die. I was miserable. And then they create this whole thing in your head, the body dysmorphia, it just adds to it. It's a vicious circle.
And that's why when somebody asks me if they should compete, it's like, how do you go through the whole spiel of, can you be dedicated enough? Can you do this? Can you do that? The big thing is mentally, can you handle losing? Yes, you're going in to win, but you could go in and Mel goes in at 6% body fat. Yep. And then she winds up last place because everybody was that much more. That's going to mess with you if you weren't prepared to be able to take that L. I know a lot of people, we got some in the gym who quit lifting entirely because they got so depressed over the fact that they came in looking the best they could, but they had to let other people judge them.
Yep.
And then it took a beating mentally, and then they just quit lifting.
And that's why I would never step on stage. No freaking way. And I know people that also screwed themselves because when they did lose, they went down the rabbit hole of not properly reverse dieting and wrecked themselves. That's almost just as unhealthy as getting into show ready. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible what it does to people.
Speaking of Arnold, I'm going to bring something up too, because we're going to talk about what works, what's acceptable, what you should be thinking. Joy, not everyone can get big. No, everybody can't get big, but everybody can get big. Not
everybody has the genetics for it, regardless of what you take.
No, and it comes down to bodybuilding, just muscle insertions, muscle belly shape, all of that. And plus, it's something you're subjective. You're trying to build a body that somebody else likes. Yes. It's not what you like. It's what other 7 people who don't know you, don't care about you, are just willing to sit there and go, no, arms are a little small. No, not big enough butt. Legs look a little off. They're not symmetrical. And then they forget about you as soon as you walk off the stage. Meanwhile, you're left with all of that.
Uh-huh.
So we were talking, Mel brought up Arnold and the fact that Arnold pushed, push-pull legs, row splits.
Yep.
Here's a picture of Arnold. Obviously, he won the Guinness World Record for best overall physique.
Yep.
We talked about, the fact that he was in the gym 2 to 4 hours twice a day, 6 days a week. We can see he looks great there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, imagine somebody who trains 4 times a week, 45 minutes, and looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, what it boils down to, does it all work? Absolutely. Obviously, we've got Arnold. What are we talking? 12 hours a week in the gym.
Yeah.
We got Dorian, 2 hours a week. So it all works, but it comes down to what's more efficient and what's your time schedule like? What do you enjoy to do?
Yep. What's going to keep you coming back to the gym? What's going to keep you in this healthier lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I hate to admit it, and I don't want to say I hate to admit it. I don't mean to burst any bubbles. My opinion, there is no perfect split. The perfect split is what works for you. It doesn't matter if it's push-pull legs. It doesn't matter if it's the bro split 5 days a week, one body part per day. It doesn't matter if it's full body 3 times a week. It all works.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, as you gain more knowledge and know how you're specific, and this is why influencers like, I'm going to drop her name, Maria might know, but Brittany Dawn put out all of those, see, Brian knows, put out all of those workout plans to everybody. It's the exact same thing for everybody. It is not one size fits all. You figure out over time what your body is responding to. Everyone's mechanics are different. Some people do walking lunges. I do that, and my sciatic is going to be angry at me for the next 2 weeks. I do not do those. There are other exercises that work the same muscles that hurt me a little less. It's not a competition. You're not competing against anybody in there. You're just going in there to move your body.
Yeah, and be open to trying new things. Try them a couple times to see if they work. I was never built to squat. I never squatted comfortably. I still don't squat. Yet when I was healthy, I had 27-inch quads. I had to wear, my waist was 32 inches, but I had to wear 36 because my legs were so big. I couldn't get them in straight leg pants. So I would walk around, bunched up like a potato sack at the top. But it was like presses and traveling lunges and thigh extensions. There was never a squat in the years that I was at that gym.
Yeah.
So find out what works for you. Just because Billy Bob Butt Rabbit does squats, lifts, bench, Olympic lifting, whatever. Not everybody's Olympic lifting either. People get great results on it. You're not necessarily going to get huge doing certain things. But then when you find something that works for you, let's see, don't keep trying to fix something that's not broken. Stick with the exercises that work for you and progress them.
Brian brings up a good point. A lot of these influencers, even in their plans, I've seen a couple of them, they push this narrative every couple of weeks, change up your workouts. Don't change your entire workout routine. Figure out one and stick with it, at least for 3 to 4 months. Don't be doing a new workout regimen every single week, because Holly, even with powerlifting, if you do that, what's going to happen come competition time? It's not going to end well for you.
No, I've been with the same, my coaches programmed me the same. I've been on the same program probably almost since I started with him 2 years ago. Yeah. It's just different numbers and it's just different goals. We tell him he watches my videos and he figures out what I need to critique because he lives downstate. So he critiques me once a week. So for me, what works is I pay him to program me, then accountability, and then I do what he tells me. I just do what he tells me, and then come competition, everything, even if it's like I hate Bulgarians, I don't. So then I don't get hurt.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
if you
What's
try
not
something
broke, don't
different and
fix
you
it.
don't know what you're doing and you hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, what people forget is, what do you need to cause a muscle to change?
Yes.
You need a stimulus that it's not accustomed to. Plain and simple. And that's why I get this question a lot. They do construction or they do drywall. You know, I bang board all day long, and how come I'm not huge? And it's like, because your body adapted to it. It's not like you're lifting your board every day.
Yep.
So if you lift a 1 pound board one day, 2 pound, 3 pound, and you progress, then your body would, because that's what you need. You need mechanical tension.
Progressive overload. Yep.
And that's the key. So you stick to the same lifts, and then you just progress your numbers. One more rep, half a pound on each side of the bar. You don't got to go 5 pounds, people. Micro loading, I believe, is what we call it now.
Yep. I get those kids at the gym making comments because I reblocked my workout so I can get past a plateau with bench and with deadlifts and with squats. I got comments this past week about squats. Oh, why don't you put more on there? Well, because I have a plan, I'm sticking to it, and I'm not going to ego lift. That gets you nowhere.
Yeah, ego lifting will get you hurt.
Yeah.
That's about it. And you get nothing from it.
No. It's just totally pointless. Hypertrophy is a thing. You can't just go in there and lift heavy every single day.
No, and that's why when I say, I like to train to failure, but failure might be different each day.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's weeks I can't lift. Let's say I can't deadlift 350 pounds 1 week. I turn around 3 weeks later, I can lift the 350 pounds with ease. It's just all what your body's cycle is and what you put in your mouth.
That too, but also for women, we have, for any of the guys out there that might get queasy, we have menstrual cycles. We are women. Our body is constantly adjusting all month long. Lord, help us. We try to live through the pain, and some days you just cannot do that. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. We are not superhumans. I think influencers, you don't hear them talking about that. It's just, oh no, you go into the gym and you beat your body down so you can have this sexy physique. Well, no. Half the time we go to the gym, we look like bloated beach whales because we're mid-cycle. Let's be real. We're not going to go in there wearing these skimpy outfits, those bodysuit skirt things that chicks wear now. It makes me want to throw up. Why? Why are you wearing that? But regardless, we're not going to be wearing that all the time like that because we're dealing with things that men don't deal with. And that's okay.
Yeah, not only that, it's good to have breaks, rest days, maybe days where you're not heavy, because I've got a 3 rotation where, I'll have my heavy days, but then I'll have days where I do, 12 to 15, but then I got 20 rep days too. It's but I keep track of those numbers, and by progressing, maybe I go up on my 20 rep day that day. So there's a rotation there. Get good at every rep schemes. If you're not in the mood to go heavy that day, don't do it.
Yep.
Your body's already telling you something. You either need a break or you could just go through the motions, put blood through there.
Yep. There's other alternatives so you don't hurt yourself.
Chemicals
so I guess
play a big part. Yeah, chemicals do play a big part. And what do the chemicals do? 2 things. Body recomp, certain ones, fat burner, and then you get into some of your other compounds. It's protein synthesis. It increases that so your body's able to recover. And that's what it boils down to. You tear it apart in the gym, and then you recover and adapt when you're out of the gym. It's just like, it's no different than people, if you take a piece of sandpaper and just kind of stuff it here, and then you let it heal, you give it time, the body repairs it, and then you actually start to develop calluses because your body's adapting to that stress. But if I take that same sandpaper and every day I keep hammering at it, it's never going to heal. So, these people doing 6 days and stuff, you better be on point. Your sleep better be on point. You better not be training every day, because without chemicals, you're going to beat yourself into the ground, and it's going to take you a very long time. Once CNS fatigue is a very real thing.
It was definitely a tough lesson for me to learn too.
Yeah. And once that central nervous system fatigue sets in, it takes a very long time for that to come back.
Yes.
You hear the more cross than anybody training into rhabdomyolysis.
Yes. You remember when Dana Lynn Bailey thought she was a CrossFitter for a day, and she sent herself right to the hospital with it?
Yeah, the body was literally breaking down muscle and putting it in her kidneys.
Yep. Yeah. There's a reason why you need rest days. Active rest days are okay. You want to still get, 8 to 10,000 steps in a day. That's another thing. You don't need to be working out 2 hours a day in the gym 6 days a week and then doing cardio for 2 more hours. Trust me, I've been there, done that. It sucks. It's not something you want to do. Like Brian said, you will beat your body into a pulp. You won't be able to function properly. It's not healthy for your body.
No, not only do you suffer in the gym, you suffer out of the gym.
Yes.
You
have no personal life.
You're constantly tired, you're hurt.
And depressed.
Gains are coming fast.
That's great.
More is not always better.
No.
It's just,
yeah.
Repetition. Yes, repetition. And doing it. It's good to be able to figure it out. There's so many videos, and what people forget is that people are always looking for the latest video. Yeah. It's like, I bet if you type in, let's just throw Mike Van Wyck, how to train back, you are going to find hundreds of videos on how to train back. And you know what? They're all going to work.
Yeah.
So just something is that you can look at Mike Mentor's video, which is stuff we've known about for 60 years now. Pull his videos up and they're going to work.
Yep.
So there's a wealth of information. It doesn't have to be the newest video.
No, I still follow John Meadows and he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways you can do a lat pull down.
Yeah, I don't like lat pull down, so I do the meadow row, because lat pull down, it causes an impingement in my back. I just, another way to change it up and make it work.
And that's like barbell rows. There's the barbell row, and then Dorian Yates made something called the Yates row that got popular.
Yep.
Regular barbell rows are hand over the bar, pulling up. For me, the Yates row works better because your palms are up. So you're like in a curl position, which forces you to automatically pull that barbell towards your waist, which is where you want it. So overhand, you tend to pull it towards your sternum.
Yes.
So, there's little things out there that Mike mentions the truth. Yeah. I mean, that's why I came apart, and I was so glad Dorian Yates addressed this when Dr. Mike came out and said he was a better bodybuilder than Mike Menzer. I should have put those two pictures up. That's what I should have done. But, Dorian Yates put it, Mike Menzer was number 2 Mr. Olympia at one point. He was a heavyweight Mr. Olympia. And then you got Mike Israetel, who got 6th place due to his tan, accordingly.
That's not why he got 6th place, but yeah.
Yeah, he lost it because of his tan. Never mind the 20 pounds of back fat he had. Yeah. John, when I was young, there was no special foods, only meat, potatoes, pastas, or steroids, which I didn't touch. Exactly. To the basic. And the bodybuilders back then, and I don't care what people say. If people are looking at IFBB pros, it doesn't matter if it's men's, women's, physique, bikini, classic physique. Yeah. They're on gear. Yeah. If they are a pro, they are 100% on gear. So when you look at them, you have to keep that in mind.
You want to
Well,
see some women that are really on a lot of stuff. Look at the wellness category now.
God. And
That was not how I thought that was going.
no, and the amount of filler in the behinds. I mean,
Oh yeah,
what do they call the
it's looking
Brazilian butt
weird.
lifts? And now they have those. What do they call it? The PMA, where they actually inject instead of the synthol.
Okay.
What this is it's what Rich Piana popularized. Is it's actually silicone beads that you inject,
Yeah.
and the silicone's permanent, unlike synthol. So these women are getting the PMAs and inject them into their cheeks. So then they get that permanent roundness. But that stuff does break down eventually. So now all of a sudden you're putting silicone through your body. You know,
You know, I mean, in talking about that stuff, I mean, you can't leave out all the supplements that people take that they don't need to. So they're already putting stuff in their body that's not FDA regulated. So it's like,
yeah.
you know,
And Mel brings up a good point. It's not FDA regulated, and you are literally, if you're taking gear, you are literally more than likely
Yep.
getting stuff that was made in somebody's bathtub
hmm
at a home lab. It's called an underground lab for a reason.
hmm
So I'm going to butcher this. Lamont Quinism wants to know how long have we been working out? I'll let you guys go first.
Holly.
I've been working out since 2017, powerlifting since 2018.
Okay.
And how far have you come?
I have, when I started my first mock meet, I think my squat was like 125, and now my squat is 315 pounds. My bench was like 95, and now I think my max is 147. And then my deadlift for my comp, I think I hit like 230, and my deadlift now, my max is 420. I've hit 429. So
See,
So cool.
amazing progression, natural progression,
Yeah.
but time. It wasn't
Yep.
overnight, people.
No, it was not overnight. It wasn't no 2 weeks.
no, and it's all due to my increase of my weights. My weights itself has all the credit of it's all, if you pay a coach, it's all, you have to get a good one. I went from not a good one to a national coach, because my goal is I just want to compete in Masters Nationals. I don't care if I get last place. I don't care. I just want the experience.
Yeah.
So like, I think hopefully I can just keep plugging along and get that this in 2026, be able to qualify for it.
I think you will. I see you work out every day.
I know.
Right. Laquinism says respect, Holly, well done, inspirational. And it is inspirational.
It
I mean,
is.
this woman
It's so
who's
cool.
Well, I
5
started
kids.
because my dad passed away of cancer, and he was a big guy. And a couple days before he went into hospice, he told me, we should really get healthy. So I made a promise a couple days before he passed away that I would get healthy. And he passed away the August of 2017, and I was hitting a boot camp class that November. So I just progressed. I'm still plugging along because that's a promise I'm going to keep.
Well, and you found your thing too.
I did. And my kids love it. And it's nice to scare my daughter's boyfriends. That's an added bonus.
And it does work.
That's right. You'll keep from being a grandma too soon with a 400-pound deadlift. How about you, Mel? What got you in the gym? When did we get there?
Oh boy. When I was 16, I got up to 225 pounds, and I'm 5'6" for people that need to know. And I was living a really unhealthy lifestyle. I mean, I smoked almost 2 packs of cigarettes a day for years. At one point, I ended up losing weight, but I did it unhealthy. I thought I was being a vegetarian. I was a really bad one. I got down to like 110 pounds. It was horrible. Then I started, realizing what I was doing, started eating again, and then ate a little too much again. The typical yo-yo. And then, we all everyone in my group was really hyper-focused on being as thin as possible. And everyone's like, oh, let's take these fat loss pills. Did that for a while, made myself sick. And eventually one day I decided I wanted to quit smoking because I was getting heart palpitations. I had high blood pressure and I was in my mid-20s. Not good. Heart issues run in my family. So I literally quit smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, cold turkey, and signed up at the local gym. And I went in there twice. I got scared because I felt like people were watching me. So then I left, spent 2 years losing weight, and then went back and started actually bodybuilding. So I don't lift weight like Holli.
No, but
I do okay.
You and I.
You lift a lot of weight. I just have to remind you that you do. I'm a big lady, so my weight is not going to necessarily be your weight. It's all in my thighs, It
is. Holli got a big old booty, and that's all natural. Not that anybody can see it, but I'll tell them. For bench, I did PR a couple years ago now, and I did 185. That was the heaviest I ever did, and it was nice and clean. Didn't need any assistance getting it re-racked. As of right now, I can rep out 165. Bench is probably one of my strongest lifts. Deadlifts, the most I've done is 295. I'm hoping for 315 in the spring. I'm working towards it. And squats suck. Nobody likes squats other than Holli because she's a weirdo. But for me, the heaviest squat I can do right now for reps is 250. And that's for 2. That's not for 5. I want to make that clear. Yeah. And that's on a good day.
Did working out help quit smoking?
Yes. And it kept me from putting food in my mouth. Because when you quit smoking, you get the oral fixation by eating rather than smoking. So you shove a bunch of food in your mouth and gain a bunch of weight, and I didn't want to do that. So
here's a good one. Thick socks save lives.
And Holli has a hoodie that says it.
That was impressive, Mel.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Lifting is supposed to be fun, I think, is what people need to understand. It shouldn't have this whole negative connotation to it that if you go into the gym, you need to beat your body up until you look like a fitness model. No, you're supposed to go. You're supposed to have fun. It's a healthy lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it makes me sad seeing people go into the gym that are scared like that.
Mm-hmm. I always tell women when I sign them up, and I'm like, if you need any help, I will help you at all. You can even bug me when I'm working out. Hence, that's why I take so long sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I tell women, I'll see them in the locker room. If I see them like improving, I make sure, even if it's like something small that I saw, I tell them. And it 9 times out of 10, I think people are a little frightened because I look scary in the gym, and I'm really actually nice. I just don't want everybody knowing.
You scared me when I first met you.
I know.
Well, Mel and I had similar of each other when we first.
Oh yeah, I thought Brian was a jerk. I thought he was one of the gym douches, hands down. I did. I was like, oh great, this guy. Look at him over there.
Yeah, Mel walked in and I went, oh, great. Here's a snobby one.
Well, today,
Go in the hole.
this older lady who has been coming in religiously every morning, and she does the row machine and the bike. And I told her today when I was working, I go, you are doing an amazing job. I'm like, you're showing up every morning. I'm like, I check my staff app to make sure I'll get a squat rack. And I'm like, you're there all the time. She goes, man, I was telling her, she goes, you lift some heavy weight. She goes, I was telling my husband, there's some girls in there that I wouldn't mind walking down a dark aisle, a dark alley with, but I would not want to meet them there. I think you were one of them.
I think
that we would.
Once people, the more you kind of try to include people into like the community in the gym, it's just the more comfortable they're going to be continuing to show up. Although we like an empty gym, but you know, I want people to enjoy it there. And just like they don't want to feel uncomfortable, I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
So the more you talk to people, 9 times out of 10, the people that that are in the gym and you think that they're, you know, some gym D-bag like I thought Brian was, you find out that 9 times out of 10, the people in the gym, I hate to say it, but some of them are like the most broken people you'll find. So they're all actually pretty nice. And they're willing to help you. You need help figuring out how to use a machine, like Holli was saying. All you gotta do is ask. And people are so accommodating and helpful.
Yeah,
it's just influencers give a negative connotation to gyms now, and I hate it.
Yeah, let's throw out a little gym etiquette that all three of us can appreciate. If you're going to ask somebody something, though, if they're on and they're rapping for a lift, wait till they are done with that lift.
I was waiting for that. Yes, it is a thing.
But always, you know, especially at our gym, Holly's super about it. If you're not sure on the machine, ask the staff first.
Yeah.
Or if the staff is busy, then, you know, if somebody happens to be using it, ask them.
Yep.
You know. So as we're getting ready to wind it down, let's talk about the outline. What works? Yeah. What should people be expectations?
What works? You don't need to go to the gym 6 days a week. If you do 3 to 4 days a week and do 45-minute sessions, guess what? Are you going to become Mr. Olympia? No, but you're getting your body moving and you're getting yourself into a healthier lifestyle. Who cares? We're not trying to be fitness models here.
And Mel hit the key word right there, because it is a lifestyle in and out of the gym. If you want those results, you got to do it in the kitchen too.
Yep. But it doesn't mean your food has to taste icky. You don't have to eat chicken and rice and broccoli. But yes.
Yep.
You got to find a diet plan, a nutrition plan that works for you, not one that is popular.
Yeah.
And that is promising the magic fix, because it's not going to work. We didn't get the way we were overnight, and it's not going to take. We're not going to lose weight the way we want overnight. It's not going to work. Not feasible either.
With that being said, though, protein. Eat your protein. Don't drink your protein with protein powder or eat protein bars. Eat some actual freaking meat. I mean, if you're a vegetarian, eat some beans. There's beans that have plenty of protein.
Exactly. And if you're on, you know, we talked about it last week, these GLP-1, you know, protein. Because I can tell you from experience, you know, because I'll be the first to admit, we're going to touch on this on another show too, addiction, more than alcohol and DOC. I have a food addiction. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yep.
I will eat out of comfort. I will eat out of depression. I will eat out of boredom, and I will eat for taste. I could be full, and if there's half a cheesecake there, it's not going to be there long, just because it tastes good. So with these GLP-1s, you need to eat your protein first, because otherwise you'll eat the crap protein.
Yep. Yep.
So,
And
concentrate.
as for the other stuff, the whole food diet. Whole food diet. Quit doing keto. Quit doing these fad things like Holly's talking about. There's no magic pill. Eat a balanced diet and you will already see changes. If you drink regular pop, 21 days to make a habit. We talked about that.
Yep.
Quit drinking pop for 21 days and change it out with, I don't care, do Coke Zero. Do anything other than regular pop with all that sugar, and you will see a change in 21 days just from that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go full, like, you don't have to go to the extreme and be like, oh, I'm only going to eat 800 calories a day. Do not do that either.
Yeah. Michael, spot on, Mel. A look into how the powders are manufactured is quite disturbing. Also, we are not meant to intake that way.
Mm-mm.
They're called
And it's not going to keep you full.
No.
It's not the same as sitting there and chewing and eating your food.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not FDA regulated.
No. They can put whatever fillers they want in there. They
can put fillers in there. The labels will lie. They'll protein spike it by adding a little creatine in it to get the nitrogen levels up. So quite a few of the more popular protein powders, I'm not going to bash them, but got caught for what they call protein spiking, which means there's not as much protein in that scoop as what it says. It says 20, and you might get 12.
Yep.
At least with whole food, you're getting everything you need, all your essential amino acids for the protein synthesis, all the vitamins and everything that you need. Yeah. And you know exactly what's in it.
Yes.
Unless it's Campbell's soup, then that's another
whole nother story. At the end of the day, if you want to track your macros, go for it. I check myself every now and then, and that's okay. If you're tracking your macros, it's as easy as if you just want to track what you're putting in your word hole and say it says you're intaking 1,800 calories, you're in the gym, you're working out 45 minutes a day, and you start gaining weight, well, maybe boost your, energy output a little bit more, or maybe look at what you're eating and maybe just take a little something away, like 100 or 200 calories away, not 1,000.
Yeah.
So it can be just as easy as that. You don't need to sit there and pay for a nutritionist or dietitian. It doesn't have to be a painful thing. You don't need to put hours a week into it.
And counting macros, you can also, if you're craving, let's say you're craving, like us women crave chocolate and sweets, you can add that into your day and you're not depriving yourself. You deprive yourself of the food that you're craving, then you're going to go off the wagon and eat a whole bag of chips or
Ryan and I know about going off the wagon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got so obsessed. I don't count my calories because I don't count my macros because I have to, by the time I make dinner for my family, I'm not hungry to make dinner for myself if it's something different.
Oh yeah.
And so I just, it's too I get too obsessive over it.
Yep.
So
that's why 80-20 is the thing. 80-20. 80% of the time you eat like a decent human being, eat a whole food diet. 20% you want to eat like a jerk, go for it. You want to look in my car right now? I got a Twix wrapper out there. I have no shame. I wanted a Twix. I got done grocery shopping for all my healthy foods. I wanted a dang Twix, so I ate one.
Well, I have to fess up.
I ate a Heath bar before I popped on here.
What is in there?
I may have the Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie wrapper sitting right here.
Ryan.
It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at your workouts. You don't have to be perfect with your food. You can get the same results without depriving your body of
it's just
stuff.
Being accountable for what you are A, doing in the movement of your body, and B, what you're putting in your word hole.
Yep.
Don't lie to yourself. The second you lie to yourself, you won't see results. You have to be real with yourself. But if you go off the rails one day, eat a ton of bad food, that doesn't mean you have to starve for the next week. Just go back to eating how you were intentionally going to eat the rest of the week.
Right.
It's as easy as that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Excellent point again, Mel. Chewing is a key form of exercise in and of itself for the enzyme activations. People overlook it, fundamental for our intake.
Very true.
It takes a long time to chew not only what was stated there, but it gives you time for your stomach to register you're full.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Moderation.
Mhm.
Yes. We all cheat.
My friend, we all
Yep.
strive for protection is futile. It is unattainable anyways.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we hit the magic hour mark.
Yay.
Let's see
Look at us.
final thought. Who wants to go
I guess
first?
I'll go with mine.
Okay.
More sweat doesn't mean that you're gonna lose more weight. Just because you want to get in there and do cardio for an hour and sweat your behind off, that doesn't mean that you're making any extra gains. You don't have to sweat your behind off to actually make a change in your body composition.
Thank you, Joy. Holly.
You don't compare yourself to your journey to other people's journey, because it's not you. Everybody's body is different. What I do, you guys, what I lift, you guys can't, you guys don't want, you may not necessarily can, or you may not necessarily want to lift the way I eat. Don't look at someone and think, wow, I want to lift exactly like them. I must copy them, because we're not perfect. And those people on the internet that are social media influencers, they're not perfect. They're all fake and plastic and lots of filters.
Lots of filters.
It's like the magazines of the 90s.
Hey, I got
Big
some
time.
of those around here.
Oh, for crying out loud, you would.
I do. I'm going to throw a math equation out there.
Oh, geez.
Dedication plus desire plus discipline will equal your destination.
Oh, I like that.
I like that. We should put that on the board at the gym.
We should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know what I'm doing Monday.
Well, thank you guys so much, because it's
Yeah,
always
thank
nice
you guys.
Yeah,
to
thank
have
you.
other points of views other than mine. Especially, obviously, I lack the equipment for female worrying about the month. Mel brought up a great point there. So thank you both.
Mhm.
Can you guys hang out backstage for just a minute?
Yeah.
You got it.
All right, I will talk to you guys actually, we'll just end this. So, hey, thanks for
Bye,
joining
guys.
Bye.
us. Hope you guys had fun tonight. Hope you, hopefully this helps people. Even if it helps one person, to me, that's worth my time. That's why I do these things. And thanks to everybody in the chat for interacting with us. It's always good to get the questions to answer. And with that, as they always say on the channel, coast to coast, around the world, have a good night, everybody. Come on.